Hey, you're listening to Don't Lie to Your Life Coach podcast with Kim Arrington. I'm Kim Arrington. I'm a life coach, a weight loss coach, an author, and a badass passionate about helping you connect back to your most authentic self. Join me here each week so I can coach you on how to think all those juicy thoughts that get you feeling your absolute best and taking some big ass action. Coaching has changed my life, and it can change your life too. I'm here to give you real life solutions to create a life you'll love. Because the truth is, boo, you ain't just got problems, you got options. Hey. Hey. Y'all know that's Fat Albert. I grew up listening to that. Hey, y'all. Hey. I wanted to pop in. Hey, before I talk about why I wanted to pop in, have you subscribed yet? Have you subscribed on YouTube? You could do both. Have you subscribed on Apple or Google or Amazon, wherever you get your podcast? Subscribe. The podcast will be waiting for you. If you do it on Apple, you can click the bell on YouTube and get a notification. Subscribing helps. Also, this is the church announcements. Also, I want you to know that I am launching a weight loss program at the beginning of 2023. But in 2022, you're going to want to go ahead and get on my email list so you can hear all about it. At the time of this video, I have successfully lost 65 pounds and have learned how to keep it off and have changed my life and transformed my health. I'm not going to go into all the disclaimers around that because you never have to lose weight as I go into a disclaimer. You don't have to lose weight if you want to, but if you honestly want to, you should. You're allowed to fulfill that desire. And I can help you lose weight better than anybody. So I'm going to launch that program in the new year. You're going to want to do it because it's going to be special pricing for that first round. And after that, you're going to be sad if you miss out. You're going to see all the folks who have done it and are changing their lives and using weight loss to, feel connected and live the life they want to live. And you're going to be like, fuck it, I missed it. And I'm going to be like, fuck it, you missed it. So go to kimarrington.com/weight loss, and you will get all the information you need. You're going to sign up. It's going to be a waiting list, not a waiting list, but a list to get out. You'll probably get an email saying, hey, so glad you signed up, and just hold out until I give you more information. But you're going to want to get on that. Okay. It's open to anyone who wants to lose weight. It's open. I can tell you how to do it. I can tell you how to change your life. Okay. Today, I actually combined two podcast topics. Y'all can still hear I'm trying to get over the Rona. So you hear a little sinusity, make up words, into my voice. I do really want to show y'all these cute earrings. These are Maasai earrings. I got these in Wilmington. Ooh, I love it. All right. We're going to talk about today. Is it really a bad day? And giving yourself credit. Now, this came from the Rona Chronicles. Y'all know that I got COVID after a fabulous trip to Colorado and a prophetic dream that I was going to get COVID. But the thing about it is that on day 7, shit hit the fan. I hated everything and everybody. I felt depressed. I felt over it. Isolation had gone great to that point. Gave me lots of time to think, lots of YouTube, started watching P-Valley, hell to the yeah. Shout out to J. Alfonso Nicholson and the cast and crew. I love that show. But day 7, shit hit the fan, and I'll tell you why. And this is why this goes so perfectly with this topic today, is that I was saying to myself, it's a bad day. But on day 8, I was like, let's think about why it was a bad day and how to not have the same bad day. So I took a shower. I cleaned up the room. that I was in, isolating in. I, put on some lip gloss. I put on a cute dress. I coached clients. I went on a walk earlier in the morning. Okay. I talked to friends. I started saying that, yeah, it's day 7, it's day 8, but I'm not going to test. I was waking up, rolling over and testing. I was like, fuck that. I'm not going to test for the next 2 days because all the people I knew by day 10 were clear and free. And I was not going to expose anyone to this because the terrible thing about COVID is you don't know what you're going to get. I have a friend right now who's talking about another friend who's having reactions where they go to the hospital. Mine was mild, but I'm still working through that healing process. Okay. So I had to say to myself, I literally said to myself, how can day 8 not be bad? How can it not be bad? And so it also needed for me to think about all the credit. And that's what I'm going to teach you today. I was going through podcast episodes and I was like, I don't want to be Debbie Downer. Like there's something wrong with people. There's not always something wrong with people. People don't even go like low key. Let's flip the shit. People flip mode. I had to. People go to life coaches too because they need to see what's right. So much of my job is showing my clients what they are doing right. And that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to give you some questions to ask yourself, the self of you, about what you are doing right. Okay? Because you are doing a lot of things right. Did you wipe your ass today? That was right. Okay? You ever taught a kid to wipe their ass? Right. You did it right. Okay? So let's talk about it. Because I don't want y'all to think that you're defective ever. That's rule number 1. You are not defective. Just because you're going through a thing, just because a thing happened, just because your heart is broken, just because something you didn't expect to happen, an incendiary event, something you didn't expect that shut the shit down, lit the shit on fire, it does not mean you are defective. I have worked with, this is the words they use. I go off the language they use. Addicts in recovery. I have worked with people who are getting over eating disorders in not a necessarily therapeutic way, but in a way of helping them to see their credit. Okay. Remember, I am not a therapist or a counselor. I will tell you when I am out of my lane. I am really good at that. But one of the things that I have done is shown them what they're doing right. If you look for the shit, you will find the shit. If you look for the joy, you will find the joy. If someone can help you look for the joy, you can not believe them and say, well, at least that bitch sees the joy. Maybe I'll see the joy too. Okay. So I love teaching clients to recognize their worth, their credit, what they're doing right. So here are some things. Here's some questions to ask yourself. Okay. Where can you let go of perfection? I want to tell y'all something. Sometimes I'm an asshole. So I used to work in this, there was this co-working space I was a part of. And I remember having this conversation with a person. And I was like, well, I'm not a perfectionist because I'm willing to try things and not judge myself. Yeah, no, was a perfectionist, still works on letting go of perfection. You have got to decide that you don't have to perfect it. Perfect is so damn boring is what I say. You can try it. Being a beginner is, and allowing yourself to be a beginner is a way of letting go of perfection, but also seeing how it has to go a certain way. Y'all, it has to go a certain way. It doesn't have to go a certain way. Maybe it goes a way that's even better than you imagined. Letting go of perfection is your golden ticket. I thought about American Idol. Is your golden ticket to go into Hollywood and sing in front of the judges, okay? Like you can do it so many different ways. You can have so many different options. You can stumble your way into it. You don't have to be perfect, okay? So where do you need to let go of perfection? I always ask this to people, friends, family, foes. Do you really even care? Like, if you're finding your credit, you've got to ask yourself, remember, finding your credit, is it really a bad day? Finding your credit, seeing where you're right, where there's no perfection, where you're perfect, you're authentic the way you are. When you're thinking about giving yourself credit, do you need for a situation to go in a certain way? Do you really care if it goes in that way? Do you care if you didn't get it right the first time? Do you care if a person has some shit to talk about you? Remember my episode, everybody talks about everybody, because everybody does. Do you care that you didn't get the job promotion? Maybe you do. But can I tell y'all something? You ain't gonna care in like 10 months, 10 days, 10 years, 150 years. You ain't gonna care about it. What are things you can do to make it better? Okay. What are things that you can stop and do to realize that you are okay? Where are you killing the game? Where are you like feeling good about things? What are ways that you can do a little 1% tweak and it's a little better? Where are you already better? Okay. You got to celebrate it. You got to celebrate when you do the thing the way you want it done, when it happens the way it wants to happen. When, I have a friend who really got me into thinking about celebrating myself. She celebrates all of her accomplishments when she releases a new book, when it's her birthday, when she moves into a house. She brings people together and she celebrates herself in front of the folks, and we celebrate her too. So are there not only ways to notice the credit, but ways you can blow up the credit so you're like, I did it. I mean, it's one of the things y'all sometimes hate about social media, but I love. I'm excited when you get on your Peloton and you put it up, or you twog. There's a woman who twogs. That means she kind of runs, walks, jogs, and she puts up the picture. I'm going to like that. I like to see the people saying out loud what they do and giving themselves credit, because somehow unconsciously that makes me want to do the same thing and find ways that I can give myself credit too. Okay. How have you changed? Give yourself credit in how you've changed. What did you used to do that you didn't do? I know it's kind of similar to what I said before, but y'all know I talk about being in nature. I loved being in nature, and then boys happened in life, and then I wasn't in nature, and now I've changed to be back in nature. What is your thing? How have you changed for your better? Or how do you want to change and do something now that you aren't doing now? How do you want to do it? When do you want to do it? How are you going to do it? And then do it. Do not wait to feel like you're ready to do it. Just do it. Do it. Okay. So how have you changed for the better? What healthy habits or productive habits are you doing that you sometimes notice other people aren't doing? I mean, for me, I am in the 3% of people who move more than 30 minutes every day. There's only 3% of people in the world who do that. I'm in the 3%. I actually am at a higher percent because of how physically active I am. Okay. Give yourself credit. What bullet did you dodge? God, I've given myself a lot of credit in the bullets I've dodged by not being with certain people. So glad it didn't work.com. What bullets have you dodged? I will tell you this. When I was a teaching artist, I had an uncanny ability to know when the money was going to dry up. And I didn't even do that, right? It wasn't even, what happened was I knew it was time for me to move on. And a year later, the money would dry up. Like I knew that I was thin, I was done. And the idea, sometimes I'd find out that the money dried up and I would be like, wow, that would have been much harder if I had been anticipating that money or anticipating that situation and then it dried up. I give myself credit. I was like, you bitch, you must be psychic because you know when money's going to dry up. Okay. Those are bullets I've dodged. You know, I talked about relationships that ended up not working out. Thank God for all you guys who did not like me. I think about like places I was supposed to be and the shit hit the fan, but something inside of me told me not to be there. I look at the things my friends have been through and I try to learn from their bullets they dodged. I literally have dodged bullets, to be honest with you. Okay. So that's something to think about, to give yourself credit. Do you talk yourself up? Do you brag on yourself sometimes? I know we were taught not to do that. Like, I tell people I'm confident. How do you talk yourself up? How do you sell yourself? How do you elevate or pitch yourself? What do you say when it comes to you, when people are wanting to, know about you? What do you do? I'm going to add in another one too. I was upstairs thinking this earlier. How have you slowed down? That's also kind of with the perfection. How have you, like, for instance, today I had a perfectionistic idea. I was going to record 3 podcasts. No, only 2. 2 is grand. 2 is great. I mean, it's 52 weeks in a year, right? If I record 2 podcasts every Friday, then what do I need? 25 Fridays? Okay. I don't want to do 3 podcasts. I'm slowing myself down. I don't need that perfection. I don't need to do, like, where are some places where you don't go as much? Maybe you had 3 jobs, going on 4, 3 and a possible, and you let go of some jobs. Maybe you decided that you were going to slow down your dating until you dealt with some of your issues that you dealt with some of your unresolved trauma. Where have you slowed down? Okay, slow down. Okay. How far have you come? Think back about you 5, 2, 10 months ago, a year, 10 years, things that you used to do that you don't entertain. Have you noticed all of the progression, how far you've come? You notice that? Have you thought about it? I have a Facebook friend and she is adorable. She is the new, I'm not going to call her name. She is the new principal at a school. I have another friend too. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the story. And education is so close to my heart, right? So she put up a picture on Facebook and she was basically like, all the people in the picture were assistant principals and now they're all principals. Now, I ain't hating on assistants because I'm about to come right back and say something about assistant principals, but they've had a progression. They wanted to be principals and now they are principals, okay? I want to talk about someone who put up a post. I've known her for a very long time. And she shared so vulnerably about being an assistant principal and, things happened and mistakes and how she carried shame and blame. And she put up that she's now an assistant principal. Excuse me. You all, these are people who have a progression. She pulled away from being an assistant principal. Now she is. This person was an assistant. Now she's a principal. There's a progression. I think this is the last question. Excuse me. What's going right for you right now? What's going right for you right now? Like, not about the guy who's not calling, the girl's not calling, the person who's not calling, The jobs aren't calling. What's going right? Like if you are present, what is going right for you right now? Right now, I'm in a home. I turned off the AC to do these podcasts, so it's not even really hot. I have clean drinking water. I'm sitting here comfortably. I'm doing what I want to do, which is talking to y'all. I don't have a care right now in the world. What's going right for me? After I get off of this, I got a donut that I'm going to eat some of. Like, what's going right? I have a podcast. I have a career that I love. What's going right for you, though? Tain't about me all the time. Well, it is about me all the time for me, but for you, what's going right for you? So these are things I want you to think about. Is it really a bad day? Not when you can find your credit. It's also okay if you have a day that's kind of shitty, right? But you can find ways to decide that day isn't shitty. You can also have your shitty day. But the next day, what can you do for yourself to feel better? All right. So just a reminder, if you're interested in the weight loss program, go to kimarrington.com/weight loss. Sign up on that list. You'll be notified. Do not forget to subscribe on the tuber and also on the Apple. Make sure that you are seeing this week your homework. I haven't given you homework in a while. Is to notice your credit. Notice the things that are going well. Okay. Notice the things that are not doing terribly. Okay. Notice them in other people too. Do that. All right. Y'all have a good one. See you next week.
Are you feeling what you just heard? Good, good. Repeat after me. You don't have to figure it out on your own again anymore. I'm here to help. Head over to kimarrington.com and download my free video series dedicated to getting you feeling your best right now. Look around, there's some good stuff waiting on you. Got questions? Well, we're always talking on the socials, so find me on YouTube, Insta, and the book. Don't be shy, y'all. Go listen to another episode or join me here the same time next week. Finally, don't keep good shit to yourself. Share this with a homie that could use some help too. Remember, we're not lying to ourselves anymore. We're not lying to our doctors. And you damn sure don't lie to your life coach.